get seen. And so they're on there with their own little switch. And I've pinched the pilot light connection to power those, because the aftermarket headlamp here doesn't have a pilot light, and I thought at one point of drilling it to put the pilot light in, and I thought, well, there's no point. You know, most people just drive on a headlamp. I certainly do. So that's what I did. So if I put the ignition on, you can see the headlamp is pretty bright. It's got a new type filament on it. Let's just turn the indicator off. And to switch on the handlebars. And it's bright sunshine, but as you can see, they really stand out nicely. And at some point I'll improve the rear lighting, but I haven't yet decided what I'm going to do with the bike. Whether I'm going to just leave it with the carrier, it's got a nice Rentec carrier on it, or whether I'm going to put a small top box on. Haven't made my mind up on that one. I'm not quite sure how this bike's going to pan out, where it's going to sit in the hierarchy of the bikes. Having had a ride on it, I'm going to be using this a fair bit, because it's just such a nice bike to ride. It handles well, considering there are no adjustments on the front suspension. And overall, it seems to function very well indeed. One other thing I did was take off the Scorpion silencers from Steve's bike, because he asked me to put the originals back on. The originals came with his bike, unused incidentally. And so I put those on, and he said, well, you can have those Scorpions. So very kindly I got the Scorpions thrown in. And one of the problems I had with the bike was the connection to the Y-pipe here behind the cover was very badly rusted, and really could do with a new stub welded on. The only snag is that there are brushed stainless covers on the originals, and they're absolutely rusted in solid. So rather than mess around with that, I thought, well, Scorpions are made for the Hornet, I'll put them on. And they hadn't been very well put on originally, but with a bit of effort I managed to do a better job, and I think they look quite nice. And I particularly like this heat guard on the side, which is nice, and I managed to make the rubber connections work better. And if I walk at the back, hopefully you can just see, but there are baffles in them. Now, they came with baffles removed, but they were there with the bike as an so thankfully I was able to pop those back in, easy job. And it is slightly noisier than the original, but it's not too bad, and so I'm quite happy with that. I certainly like the way they look. I've managed to get the line right. They weren't right before, so that the lines match up nicely to the fairing. And I am aware of the noise of the bike when I'm riding it, but not very much. So, quick start. Oh, we are in neutral. The Tico was far too high, but I'll deal with that another time. You're not going to hear very much, actually. but if I get close, oh, and also as you can see, I put new tyres on, front and rear. The original tyres would have passed the MOT, but they wouldn't have lasted long, so I couldn't see the point in respraying the wheel with an old tyre on it, so I got new tyres, front and rear, Avons, and I'm very happy with the look of them, and they seem to work well. And you can hear the engine is absolutely as sweet as a nut, and riding it, no noises, no problems, no clutch problems. It's a testament to Steve that he's done 53,000, well, the bike's done 53,000 miles, and it's in such good order. Beautiful, the engine, it really is. And my friend Laurie at the bike shop was saying that, you know, this, if you're going to buy a naked bike, an older one, the Hornet's very hard to beat because the 919 Fireblade engine is so strong. And I would agree with him, because I mean, it goes like a rocket, this thing. I was really surprised, even compared to my Hayabusa, it was quick. One other thing that I've just noticed, I've put a DIN plug on the side, DIN socket, and that's for battery charging. I've got a DIN plug, and you just pop it on. It fits both this bike and the Suzuki. So there we go, a quick rev up. Little bit noisier than the Hayabusa, I suspect, but not too awful. It certainly was much noisier without the baffles in, I can attest to that. There's the few little dents on the side. I've decided to leave those and the imperfections, because it's, as I say, the bike's got history, and why not leave the history? Don't know what that is on there. Anyway, it's gone. So there you go. Steve's 900 Hornet, the old one, alive and well, refurbished, and hopefully ready for a few years' use. It'll be like an old retired donkey.